Welcome to Dave's DIY. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really easy molding around windows, doors, whatever you want to put it around out of a single 3/4 inch piece of MDF plywood. Let's get started. So let's go through the sizing. This is very simple, and it's the same. It is going to do the same thing over and over and over again. So there's many different components throughout this whole system. First of all the way at the top, and I've labeled everything A, B, C, D, and E all the way down through I. This is all cut from the same piece of 3/4 inch MDF. It's going to be 2.5 inches wide by 13 inches plus the length. All right. So you're going to measure the top of your window, and then you're going to add 13 inches onto that length. And then you're going to take that 13 inches, and then on either side of the window, it's going to be 6.5 on one side, and then 6.5 on the other. Same thing here for B. You're going to take, it's going to be 2 inches wide, so it's going to just be not as wide as that A piece, 11 inches, so it's going to be 5.5 on one side and 5.5 on the other. So every time you come down a layer, it's going to be 1 inch narrower on either side, and then also the width is going to be narrower, and that's coming down. That's stepping down 1/2 inch every time. And then C here again, 1.5 inches wide, 9 inches, 4.5 and 4.5 on either side, plus the length. And I say plus the length. The top and the bottom, I found my lengths to be about 1/2 inch difference, almost 3/4. So depending how the framers built your window, so on and so forth, it's going to be slightly different. Don't assume that just because you measure the bottom that the top is going to be the same, and vice versa. Okay, that's how it becomes off slightly. Then coming down here, we've got our 5-inch piece, which is 8 inches, 4 inches on one side, 4 inches on the other, plus the length, and then that 1/2 inch piece of MDF, which is 1 inch wide, rounded over, 9 inches, 4.5, 4.5, plus the length. So here we have A, and you can see the hangover here just by a little bit, basically by 1/2 inch. And then there's the profile here that's roughly a 1/2 inch also. We've got A, we've got B, we've got C, we've got D, and then this is E. Very simple. And then on each side you've got the columns here, quote unquote columns, that are 4 inches by the length, and you're going to leave these long when you cut them automatically from the piece of 4x8 sheet of plywood, because you're not going to know this length until you have the top and the bottom in, and then you'll fit these up here. You'll scribe your line to see how big they are, and then put them up. So don't cut these, or don't even measure these until you have the top and the bottom already situated. So now for the bottom. So we talked about the columns before. These are 4 inches, and you're going to measure these after you have the bottom and the top in. So the sill, what that is, so the sill here is going to be 2 inches, and that's 2 inches out from the wall, and then that 10 inches, which is 5 on either side, that's from 5 inches from here to here. So it's going to be roughly 1/2 inch and a full inch past the casing. So 2 inches out, 5 inches from the edge of the window. Okay, and then of course you'll find out what your measurement is on the inside of the sill. Below that we have H, which is 1.5 inches, and that's sticking up, and so that's going to be flush with the bottom of the sill, and that's going to be 1.5 inches, and then 4.5 inches on either side for a total of 9. Again, from the measurement of your window. And then underneath that is a 3 inch, 8 inches, 4 on one side, 4 on the other, plus the length of your window. Review this just a little closer. So you've got G right here, which is again 5 inches out, 2 inches from the wall. Then you've got H, which is 1.5 inches out from the wall, routed out. And then you've got I, which is 3 inches and it is 4 inches out from the wall. So this mark right here out. And usually what I do is I measure the middle of the window, put a mark, and then put a central mark on all of my boards, and that's how I line everything up. But really also you're going to do it by feel and by measuring each side when you put these up. Again, you're going to put the top together all in one piece and glue and nail that together and put that up all as one. This one you need to put up the windowsill, H, and then I. You'll see that further in the video. Because at my local box store, we can only find MDF in 1/2 inch and 4-foot sheets. Basically what I did here is I cut down that part E, which is that 1/2 inch MDF, and now I need to glue together the two portions because my window span is larger than 4 feet. So here I'm just taking this really great instant or super glue and just putting that together, holding it together, and then putting the activator on it, and it firms up really quick, nice and easy. This way, doing it this way is a whole lot easier to mill it down and do the round over bit, it being all one piece of wood. When you're taking off the old windowsill or the molding, you're going to want to cut the caulk around the edges. Doing this will greatly make it a lot easier to get the molding and the windowsill off. Plus, when you take it off, it won't rip up off on any of the old sheetrock or the spackle around these places.
So this is a great example of the 3 different bits that we have. And I have these kind of 3 in my A, B, and C. As you can see, after a little bit of sanding, how smooth this comes out with. Work with MDF is great and not great, right? Kicks up a lot of dust. It's very fine. You have to wear some sort of breathing protection. But when you have a nice, good cutter to cut in these come out so well. And after after a little bit of sanding, and I take this all the way up to 1,000. So I'll start with like a 120, then go to a 220, and then basically kick it up to 1,000. And you'll see as we paint this a little further on down the line, that 1,000 really kind of that 1,000 grit will help close up the pores and make this a little easier to paint and to clean up after we paint with some sanding. So what we'll do now is, if all of our calculations are correct, we'll stack B on top of A, and we'll line that up, and then we'll stack C on top of B. And we'll have that all lined up right there, and then this is our profile. We'll glue and we'll nail this all together and fill the seams with caulk, and you just made this molding for probably maybe $5 tops. And then these Freud bits will last forever. These are great bits. Even though the MDF is tough on them, I found, especially with the 4 cutters, the 4 different blades on them, they do just great. This one may take some sharpening or actually even replacement, but I'm looking to go from 1/4-inch shanks up to 1/2-inch shanks here pretty soon. But needless to say, that's the routering process. It's worked out really, really well. I've done this time and time again, and this doesn't need to be precise measurements. This can be off a tad. It's not going to make that big of a deal. With a little bit of caulk and a little bit of paint, your eye is never going to pick that up. So again, this is our profile, and it, as you can see, it comes out really, really well. And again, you just made your own molding.
This is part 1 of this video series. Look for part 2 where we put it all together and put it up on the wall. Thanks for watching.